Hey guys, welcome back to the Wandering Wind for a special announcement video. Now, I have not made it a secret by any means that I love video games. But a couple of years ago, I came across a video game that really changed the way I look at video games and the video game medium. And that game was To the Moon. Now, many of you may already know this game. Some of you may have played it. But To the Moon was basically an original idea by a developer by the name of Con Gao, who heads his own indie games studio now called Freebird Games, who wanted to tell a story with his game. Now, story games have been around since the late 80s to the early 2000s in the form of stuff like full motion video games or FMV, or even just things like Leisure Suit Larry, for instance, which was in its own way a story game. But I feel like To the Moon really pushed the envelope for what could be possible with a story game, and I I was moved by that game so much. And then a year later, its sequel, Finding Paradise, came out. Now, To the Moon came out in 2011. Finding Paradise came out last year. And now I'm going to try and make a game in the same vein as them. I'm going to try and develop a story-based video game and launch it probably sometime late August, early September of next year. Now, the reason for that is one, I'm going to be using a program called RPG Maker, which usually only makes 2D games. So that takes one big obstacle out of the equation, and that's 3D modeling. Most big budget video games these days have 3D modeling and all this other stuff. As an indie developer, I'm going to be using the demo version of a program called RPG Maker because, frankly, that's all I have money for right now. The license for a full copy is $50. And I don't think anyone has the money to donate for me to get the full copy just yet. I will be working my way towards getting the money for that sometime in the next year. Hopefully so that way I can get the game fully developed and completed. I want to tell a story. I want to tell stories. I can't write worth anything. Writing books has never been my true passion. My true passion has been storytelling, but I've never been able to do that in a way that was so permanent and so widely available that people that didn't watch my channel could even hear my stories. So now I want to tell a story through a new medium. I'm also hoping to, if I can make a good enough game, sell it on Steam and get a bit of profit from that. But the first and foremost thing on it is just being able to have a good game. I want to be able to have a game that people will actually love to play. To the Moon, Finding Paradise, A Bird Story, that was the kind of interlude between the two games. All three of those were met with rave reviews from both critics and also from gamers themselves. These games were epic. And there have been other games like it that have done the same thing. Always Sometimes Monsters, The Mirror Lied, which was another Freebird Games title. Just so many different games have had the same impact, the same kind of reception as far as being able to tell a story that people enjoyed and people loved. I want to do the same thing. I want to be able to say to myself and to you guys that I managed to do something and make something that's going to impact people. And if I make a profit from it, great. If I don't, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to be upset if I end up giving it away, because I'll have learned enough that I can tell another story and another story and another story in the same fashion, just with different characters, different styles, and a lot of heart, because I want to do something awesome. And, I've always wanted to be a video game developer. I just never thought of doing story games. I always thought, I'll make great big RPGs that take hours to complete. But no, I'm probably going to make a 5-hour game. But those 5 hours, or 10 hours, or 15 hours, are going to be packed full of a story that you will remember long after you played it. I remember To the Moon. And the last time I played that game was a year ago, waiting for Finding Paradise. Waiting for Finding Paradise, playing To the Moon, and crying because the story was that good. I want to evoke emotion on that level. I want to do something that powerful. I want to do something that awesome. And I want to do that in a year's time. So here is the beginning, day one of the Wanderer Studios. I'll probably think of a better name if that's taken. But if nothing else, the Wandering Wind Studios or something. Wandering Wind Incorporated. Nah, I can't do Incorporated. I'm not a corporation. If I were, I could, but I'll find I'll find a label. I'll find something. But I just wanted to let you guys know, because I'm going to be starting on the initial development tonight. And I'm going to be working on the story for the next month, 2 months first. And then I'll start on the actual programming and everything else after that. I'm going to work on the story first, because I want to have all of that. I want to have all of that taken care of before anything. But I hope that this project, this game, speaks to you. Like To the Moon and Finding Paradise speak to me. Like The Mirror Lied speaks to me. Like so many other games that aren't story-based games, but have a story that compel you to listen. Like those games. I want to be that kind of a storyteller. So, here's to day one of the next year of development and of everything else. I'll keep you updated when I can on this whole thing. I'll probably eventually I'll make a game trailer and make an official studio channel for this project. Especially once I find out what it's going to be called. Gotta do that first. But this is going to be a wonderful experience, not only for me making it, but for you when you finally get to play it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.